Okay, so wonderful day on TikTok. I'm back to this couple that I talked about earlier. Well, it's actually her personal account, not really the couple account, but I'm back to this and I just have to learn the name now. I really didn't know it before, but the Sid Show. Earlier I talked about going 50-50 in a relationship and stuff like that, but now we're talking about rules that the Sid Show has for her or their relationship, which I just want to comment on because, it's always interesting to see how people manage their relationships. I've been reading a lot of books recently and I find that people don't really take the time to try and learn to do things well that are important to them, or at least that they say are important to them, and that they complain about. People complain that relationships are really hard, but I think they just don't understand that you can actually do something to learn how to improve your relationships and implement that thing and see results. People complain about how hard it is to raise kids, and you just don't understand. My kids are just so hard, but they don't read parenting books. I read a parenting book, and I'm 22. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I'm not about to have kids, but I know I'm gonna be a dad. I know I want to have kids, so I read the parenting book. I feel like people don't respect the value of books enough, and I think that's because they don't know the value you can find in a book. I think people don't get it yet, and I didn't get into it recently, so I just think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that people will just have this big thing that they'll be complaining about and just struggling with, and they just don't try to find out how to deal with it better. They just assume that they're dealing with it the best they can because they're working hard and they're putting in effort, and that's it. But there's many things you can do to improve your relationships, and let's just see how they deal with their arguments. Could be good ideas, could be bad ideas. I didn't finish the video. I just saw this lovely couple with their lovely eating, and I decided to comment once again because everybody needs my commentary on this lovely couple.
Rules we have for arguments in our relationship. I'll go first. If we're arguing, do not degrade me. Talk about what you're talking about. Do what you gotta do, argue. But if you degrade me, don't call me dumb, don't call me stupid, don't call me the B word.
And she'll quickly correct you if you do.
What I be saying?
You're not gonna talk to me like that.
That's actually pretty crazy that people actually degrade each other as adults in relationships, unironically. I can understand if people say things to their partners in a joking manner. I kind of degrade some of my friends in a joking manner, but I just wouldn't do that with my partner. That's kind of weird for me personally. I can understand people do that with their partners, but to unironically say your partner is dumb, to unironically call your partner the B word, is just mind-blowing. It's beyond my understanding. I'm not trying to be holier than thou or anything like that, but I guess there's certain things that are harder for some people to do than others, and I just don't struggle with that.
The next rule we got is keep your damn hands to yourself. Don't be trying to get all in my face with that little pointing finger or none of that, because don't aggravate me for real.
And that works just fine for me because I'm not the aggressive type.
That's also a crazy one. Maybe this is not the video for me because that's crazy. Pointing at someone in the face, that's actually mental. That's not good. That's not a good thing to be doing if you want peace and if you love somebody. Needless to say, I don't struggle with that in my relationship. I feel like these two go without saying almost. I feel like if you are gonna make rules, these are the basic rules that you need to put up there. I think the ones that come next are more things you might not have thought about. So let's get to those.
So if we're beefing and you run to Facebook or something, yeah, you're done.
Red flag.
You're done. Or if you start posting subliminals on your Snapchat or whatever, grow up. Talk to me.
Me for real?
Yeah.
For people who don't know what subliminals are just when you write a post about someone or you post something, some information, and you're really targeting someone specific, but you don't say it's them you're targeting. It's some people will just stab your back and leave you out to dry and whatever. People will just air out your laundry and you just have to dump old friends, but you know who you're talking about. And when they see it, they'll know you're talking about them. That's a subliminal. It's very childish. It's should have been over in high school or something, but I guess people my age still do that, which I'm praying for them. But again, we're still not at that part where it's things that would affect me because that really is childish. If you're dating someone and they're doing that, you need to talk about it because you need to address what else they haven't stopped doing since high school that the rest of the world stopped doing.
All right, the next rule is stay on the topic y'all arguing about. Don't talk about what I did or what I didn't do or if I took out the trash or none of that. Stay on the topic on why you mad.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves. If we're arguing about who's driving, why are you bringing up who washed dishes? Be for real.
This is one, finally. Stay on the topic you're arguing about. I think that's really important. And it also is important to talk about problems when they arise rather than keeping stuff in yourself. I think holding back and not talking about a problem can create problems down the line, because what happens is it's kind of unfair to your partner if they don't know that you're upset, because you're holding things in and you're gonna build up resentment. And I say it's unfair because you now are starting to resent your partner, but your partner is not playing a part in that. They can't defend themselves, they can't try and fix the problem. So you just hold it in, and then when one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong, and the floodgates open and you start complaining about everything. And that's just not good, and it's not fair to your partner either. So yeah, just like they said, argue, just stay on what you're talking about. And it might be like, well, how do I say all this other stuff when it arises, so that you don't end up just creating a backlog of emotional outbursts that just come out at once, and your partner gets confused because they don't know why you're lashing out all of a sudden. And then it becomes a bigger problem. Just let people know how you feel when you feel it. Your partner can begin to understand you more, and you get to know each other better, and you don't build up all those negative emotions. Just you blow up at somebody.
Okay, another rule that he doesn't really follow, but it is one of the rules for me. You can be mad, but like, don't drag it. Don't be mad for 3 days. Don't try to drag the argument. Like, get over it. Let's talk it through. But if we're not going to break up over it, why are you still being mad, wasting all these good days?
I would tell you guys I'm working on it, but I'm really not, so I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's a good point. I like how she's like, if you're not gonna break up over it, then no big deal. I feel like it's a tad bit insensitive on her part to say that. It's a joke, obviously, but it's a joke where she kind of means it, obviously. So, I mean, I get it. Finally, one that I have a problem with. I do this. I can be upset with something longer than I think the issue has been resolved. We've resolved the issue, I still have a problem. I'm still not okay, and I'm still not ready to talk right there and then. It's not the best trait in the world, and it's probably something I should work on and fix. But a rule is a bad word for this. I think it's just something to work on and keep in mind. But obviously, it's easier to work on something and to move forward when your partner is not making you sound crazy for doing it, but is instead understanding. Another big thing is to understand an argument from your partner's side. Big thing for me.
All right, the next rule is don't cut one another off, because that just makes the argument worse. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm telling you, take my word for it. I don't learn by example.
Because if you cut me off, I'm going to tell you all about how men never want to listen to women. And then he going to hit me with the, dog, you ain't even really let me talk. So it's better for both of us to just go, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
It's time for bed.
That's the end of it. Last point. Don't cut each other off. It almost goes without saying, but this is something people do all the time. I do this all the time. I interrupt people all the time because I think I know what they're going to say. 9 times out of 10, I do know what they're going to say. But it's still rude even when you know what someone's going to say. And there's that 10th time when I have no idea what you were going to say, and I just seem a bit silly. It's not good to cut people off. It shows that you don't care that they're saying something. You just care about what they say. And it can imply that you just are interested in responding. And the sooner you can respond and get your lick in, the better. And that's just not a good thing. It just shows that you're less interested in the person, how they're feeling, and more interested in the argument, how to defend yourself. Another big thing for me, really not a rule, just how to approach these things, is to be interested in why the person is arguing. If your partner is arguing, it means something has distressed them, and there's a reason for that. Your job is to understand that reason and to cater for that reason. You don't have to say that your partner is a perfect person and they're always gonna have a reasonable dispute, but you need to understand that it's coming from somewhere. Your partner isn't just trying to make your life bad, and if they are, there's a reason for that too. Try to figure that out too. I don't know how I turned this short TikTok into such a long video, but yeah, that's about it. The Sid Show, I like them. That's it. Bye.